Robin Williams had this uncanny ability to see beyond the surface. It wasn't just about the jokes or the laughter. It was about understanding the deeper layers of the human experience. You know, Robin wasn't just a comic genius. He was a human being who noticed the things most of us miss, like the quiet pain in someone's eyes. I remember this one moment. On the set of Mrs. Doubtfire, everything was going as planned. The lights were bright, the cameras were rolling, and the props were in place. But Sally Field, who was playing the mom, had just received heartbreaking news her father had passed away. The world kept spinning, but for her, it had just stopped. Sally stayed strong, trying to keep it together, but Robin, who had a way of sensing when things weren't right, saw it. He saw her grief without a word, without any signs. And in a moment of pure kindness, he stopped everything. He went straight to the director, Chris Columbus, and said, "Stop everything. We need to get Sally out of here." No fuss, no negotiations, just Robin, standing firm, making sure she was taken care of. He didn't ask for anyone's permission. He saw someone in pain and acted, and that was Robin, always thinking of others, always seeing what others didn't. Years later, Sally would share this story, telling everyone how Robin's kindness became a standard of care, something deeper than just a good deed. It was about compassion. It was about being there when it really mattered. This was a man who wasn't just about comedy. Sure, he made us laugh till our bellies hurt, but his actions, his compassion were what left the lasting mark. In those moments when the cameras weren't rolling, Robin created a different kind of magic. Sally said it best, years later, "Robin knew how I was feeling before I did." And it wasn't just Sally who saw this side of Robin, the whole crew felt it. When she left the set that day, it was silent. No one spoke, but everyone understood. Robin's act of kindness echoed through that room. It made everyone respect him in ways that went far beyond his comedy. The crew, his co-stars, they all felt that shift. But let's not forget, Robin wasn't just a nice guy behind the scenes. He was a force on set. Mrs. Doubtfire was a playground for him. No scene was ever the same. Robin didn't just follow the script, he lived it, breathed it, and twisted it. Every take was a new adventure. He didn't just tell jokes. He created moments of pure, unfiltered chaos and joy. You could never predict what Robin would do next. A simple scene would turn into an impromptu dance party or a spontaneous joke that would leave everyone on set in stitches. Matthew Lawrence, who played Sally's son, said there was no stopping Robin. He was constantly surprising everyone. Even the kids on set were swept into his world of playfulness. Robin wasn't just acting, he was living, and you couldn't help but be swept along. But here's the thing that makes Robin's genius even more remarkable. He wasn't just improvising for the sake of it. No, everything had a purpose. It wasn't random chaos. Robin was in control of that chaos, creating an environment where people felt alive, where the unexpected was just another part of the magic. The crew wasn't just following orders, they were creating something together. Everyone was part of it. Sally Field once shared that Robin worked to make everyone feel included. He would remember the names of the crew, use them in dialogue, and even work them into scenes. It wasn't about making the film, it was about making every single person involved feel like they were part of the process. It was, as Sally put it, kind calculation. Robin made sure everyone around him felt seen, heard, and valued. And that's what made him different. He wasn't just the lead actor, he was the heart of the film, the driving force. And when the camera was rolling, it wasn't about the lines or the scenes. It was about the raw, real reactions. It was about creating magic, not just on screen, but off screen too. Robin Williams didn't just entertain us, he made us feel. He made us think. Remember, it's not just about the jokes or the laughter. It's about the heart, the compassion, and the way he made everyone feel like they mattered. That's the legacy Robin Williams left behind, and it's one that will never fade. It's a moment most of us wouldn't think twice about. A scene starts to feel off, and someone steps in to shift the mood. But when Robin Williams did this, it wasn't just about getting the scene back on track. It was a reflection of who he was, someone who understood that life, especially on a film set, is never just about the work. It's about the people. Every time the energy dropped, Robin would change the camera angles, shift the characters, or even alter the dialogue to bring life back into the room. There's this one kitchen scene in Mrs. Doubtfire where Daniel, his character, is caught removing his beard, and Robin suggested something completely off. He told the crew to have him slam his face into a table covered in whipped cream. It wasn't in the plan, but it became one of the most iconic moments of the film. That was Robin. He didn't just follow the script, he brought real moments into the scene, making us feel them deeply. Pierce Brosnan, who played Sally's on-screen love interest, said something that stuck with me. He said, "You could never predict what a day on set would bring, but you could always count on one thing would get everyone in the right mood for the scene." And it wasn't just about a funny joke or a quirky trick. It was Robin's natural ability to create an environment where everyone felt comfortable, ready, and present. There was no need for a mood coordinator or an over-explained plan. Robin led with his actions. I can't help but think of a story that Lisa Jacobs shared. She was just a teenager at the time, and she'd been expelled from school for skipping classes to be part of the movie. Robin, knowing what was going on, wrote a letter to her school. He told them that Lisa was learning things they couldn't teach in a classroom, and that she should be allowed to continue her studies remotely. It didn't change the situation, but it showed Lisa something incredibly important, that Robin saw her, valued her, and believed in her, not just as an actor, but as a person. Robin didn't just perform for the cameras, he performed for the people around him. When he wasn't acting, he was creating moments, memories, and most importantly, connections. Matthew Lawrence once shared that Robin would doodle on his script during breaks, creating mini-comics of the crew members and incorporating them into the story. Robin didn't just want to entertain. He wanted to make sure everyone felt like they were part of the story. For Sally Field, Robin wasn't just a co-star, he was a constant presence, a force on set who made everyone focus and be true to themselves. And when things got heavy for Sally, when her father passed away, Robin stepped in without hesitation. He saw her pain and acted. He made sure she could take the time she needed, no questions asked. Sally says she never had to explain to Robin what she needed because he always knew. He was attuned to the unspoken, to the things we often don't see in ourselves. The bond between Sally and Robin wasn't one that grew over dinners or shared vacations. It was built on mutual respect and understanding on set. Sally once described Robin as someone constantly in flux, always moving forward, which made her more alert, more focused. She didn't feel overwhelmed by his energy. She felt challenged and alive every moment. Years after Mrs. Doubtfire wrapped, Robin and Sally met again, not for the glitz or glamour of the spotlight, but in a more personal, quiet setting at a veterans' rights event. The world had moved on, but in that brief encounter, there was no need for formalities, no pretense. It was just two people who had shared something special, a moment of connection that transcended the boundaries of Hollywood. A simple laugh between them, a look that only they understood, spoke volumes. Robin's hand gently resting on Sally's shoulder was enough. It wasn't a grand gesture, but it was the kind that said everything about their bond, something real, something that didn't need to be explained. That's the beauty of deep friendships like theirs. They don't need to be broadcasted because they live quietly in the hearts of those who experience them. Even after Robin's passing, Sally still holds on to that connection. She says, "I still think of him as if he's still there." She doesn't mean that he was physically present, but that his spirit, his essence, remains with her. Because people like Robin don't just fade away, they leave an imprint so deep that no passage of time can erase it. It's the kind of presence that lingers, not because of their actions, but because of who they were: genuine, kind, and unrelenting in their desire to bring joy to others. Robin's legacy wasn't one of fleeting moments or superficial fame. It was a legacy of love, empathy, and kindness, which he poured into every person he met. For those of us who watched him, who saw him transform the screen with his infectious energy and boundless humor, we knew that Robin's legacy extended far beyond the punchlines and the laughter. He taught us to see the world through a different lens, not just as a place filled with humor, but one full of human connection. He showed us the importance of understanding, of being present, and of offering kindness in the smallest, most unexpected ways. Robin made us laugh. Yes, but more than that, he made us reflect. He made us more compassionate, more thoughtful, more aware of the unseen struggles that everyone carries. When we remember Robin Williams, let's not just recall his iconic roles or the laughter he gave us in abundance. Let's remember the way he made people feel. He didn't need to be the center of attention. He made the people around him feel like they mattered. His true genius wasn't just in his performances, but in his ability to connect with others, to make them feel seen and heard. And that's a legacy that lives on far beyond the screen. It's in every life he touched, in every kind word he spoke, and in every quiet moment he shared with those who needed it most. That's the Robin Williams we'll never forget. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of the man behind the laughter, the one who saw others deeply, leave a comment below. Share this video with anyone who has felt the warmth of Robin's spirit through Mrs. Doubtfire or any of his incredible work. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories. Robin's journey continues to inspire, and it's one we'll carry with us always.